First of all, welcome back everyone. It's a boy Anime King 3. I got this comment some time ago questioning what if Kaguya created another Zetsu, but with a different quirk. So let's create a story where Kaguya created Naruto, not of the flesh, not out of love, but as something else. A son that would stand by her side no matter what. And that son need to be powerful. He need to be spectacular in every single way. Well, I'm dropping that tonight, guys. If you want to see part 2, just go ahead, comment down below and tell me, and also, you can go ahead and comment your favorite ideas. I'll bring back the community tab and I'll write them down and you guys can choose which one I do next. So go ahead and comment your ideas down below and I'll take them and place them in the community tab and you guys can vote. So without further ado or wasting any more time, let us begin this now, guys. Our story begins with two miracle child that will one day reshape the world. They had it in their blood after all. Well, that is how the story is supposed to go. However, something is going to change. Hamura and Hagoromo, two boys, having just returned from training, as they reek of a long day of being outdoor. However, as they pass by the hall in their large mansion, Hagoromo's eyes made its way down the staircase. Hamura stepped in front of him. "We're not supposed to go down there," he said. Hagoromo was always questioning their mother, trying to understand certain secrets that their mother kept from them. But why? What is she up to that we cannot see? Hagoromo said. As Hamura looked down the stairs, they heard sounds, strange sounds coming from down there. Their mother went down there often. For what reason? They did not know. But it was a rule, and a rule they cannot break. Just like many other rules their mother set. It was law. It was order. As both boys made their way to freshen up, down below, we find the lovely Kaguya Ōtsutsuki, a powerful, terrifying woman, long flowing hair, spectacular eyes. In front of her was a lot, so much. This world was new to everything. Mankind has not yet walked with power coursing through them. Mankind was weak, behind the times. Kaguya did not hail from this planet. She came from beyond the stars. She saw worlds much more powerful, thriving than this. But this world was hers. She will protect it. And she will protect her power. But things started to change. Yes. As she grew stronger, she grew more paranoid. She grew more cautious of everything. She works alone as her dress brushed against the table. The air in the room smelled like sap, iron, and something old and strange. A small piece of the god tree was resting on a pedestal. It hummed with a green light. Around it are shelves filled with jars, glass tubes. Inside, there were folded skin, cloths, materials, DNA, from places that most people can never reach. She speaks softly to herself as she sorted through blood and bone. I have given life, she said. I will not have it taken. The reason was her fear. The whole project. Her sons were changing. Hagoromo kept on asking questions that cut to the bone. Curiouser and curiouser each day. As his power grew, Hamura's gaze always fell over the horizon. He thirsts for more, to understand, but his fear, his loyalty was keeping him back. But she could see it. The part of him that was human was emerging even more. It was taking root. Over and over she saw their eyes rest on things that she told them not to even look at. She could see the seedlings of betrayal, disobedience. Her power, which was meant to lift and guard her, it was making her even more fearful. She think the world is fragile and weak, and she would fall into that weakness because the ones that were close to her would turn against her eventually. Thus, she decided to make another son, not by love, but by design. A being that is shaped by her very will, so betrayal will be impossible. To do that, she reached beyond the villages, beyond the stars, beyond the dimensions that she once passed through. As she gathered, moving through, none of the jars on her shelf came from one place. Some held blood from kinds that could shift into beasts that mankind would call wolf. Some held DNA, serum from man that could drink life force, energy, absorb very essence out of one's blood. Some held DNA from those that could use their very insides as weapons. She's moved through countless different worlds, seen, observed. It was risky, but it was needed. With this, she would create something spectacular, something loyal, something protective. A son that would never betray her, a son that would rule by her will. She had taken both Hamura and Hagoromo's hair, trying to separate the weakness of their blood to mankind. She just wants the raw DNA that belongs to her, the part of them that was her, and nothing more. She took those that went to the God tree. Some sacrifices were needed, their essence, all that they were, all that they will ever be. She reshaped them, forging them into something new. Their life will serve a greater purpose. They should be grateful. Her own flesh, her blood, her DNA was binded in the sigil. These arts were something ancient, old, mysterious, almost supernatural in a way, as she twists and combines, using her power to mold the perfect existence into reality. As she draw for the God tree, she reached into it, almost like pulling a thread. You could see the green woven connected as she placed it within the sigil. The tree started to hum and glow even more until all the essence seemed to drain right out of it. The entire place was illuminated, strange markings all over the wall, all over her hands. Each of her nails glow bright blue. Kaguya body then thrusts with a bright light emanating from her, just like that night when she first devoured the God tree fruit. As all of that power, the connection merged into something. A bright light consumed the room. Both Hamura and Hagoromo, having freshened up, felt the entire mansion shake. No, the heaven itself seemed to quake. The very air itself seemed to tremble under a mysterious force. But they could not know. They could not see what that force is. When the light finally died down, there was a glowing form, faceless, for her to mold and shape. She breathed over it and whispered a few words. The mixture then started to twist, form in shape, a palm, a face, twisting and turning, taking similar features towards her other children. Skin, pale, hair, white, twisting and turning as she watched the development take place in front of her eyes. The Otsutsukis were very ancient. Her clan was old. They've done a lot. They've seen a lot. They've done experiments. They had weapons that could go back in time and do all sorts of things. But this is the first time she's ever done something like this. It took her some time to gather all that she needed, but it was a success. As she forged life into something with her own hands. This wasn't birthed from her. This was something else. A deeper connection than she shared with her own two other sons. Her hand reached out and touched the face that seemed so clueless. "You will hold what I give you," she said. Her voice soft and tender. "You will not betray the gift. You will not leave," she said. The whole room seemed to resonate with her words. Her Byakugan then flared as his own eyes seemed to resonate with hers. The connection deeper than anything than she ever shared with anyone else. Learn from me. Understand through me. See what I see. Understand what I understand, she said. As she literally breathed life, understanding into him. Time skip. Their mother tend to leave. Wherever she goes, she doesn't tell them. But she went away for a long period of time. With the rules where not to go, what not to do. The world see them as gods. Well, his mother was seen as a god amongst all of the people. A goddess, to be quite exact. They worship, they follow the rules that she set, because they fear her power. But Hagoromo, he started to see this as wickedness. Even at such a young age, he started to see this as slavery. He started to see the corruption. He didn't want to, but his eyes started to see them all. His mother told him to never go to this door, to never come down here, but yet here he was. His hand was grabbed by Hamura. "What are you doing?" he said. His fingers inches away from opening the locked door that his mother set. He turned towards his brother. "Aren't you curious? What she's constantly hiding away from us? You felt it, haven't you? You've seen the lights." "I know what you mean, brother, but Mother forbade us from ever coming down here, from going past these halls. Stop this before you get us in trouble." Hagoromo was about to say something when he heard something. They both turned towards the door. Someone was there. Hamura, believing that it was their mother, hadn't returned, and not telling them, started to panic. But Hagoromo spoke up. "Who's there?" he said. There was silence for a long moment. If it was their mother, she would have said something instantly. The person did not answer. "I know you're there," Hagoromo said. "Who are you?" "Whoever it is. They don't seem to be in the mood to chat," Hamura said. "Let's just get out of here and not break any more of the rules." As Hagoromo gazed towards the door, he turned. "Wait." The voice came out, soft, unsure. The both of them turned back as they focused on the door. It was a simple question. What are you two doing? Hagoromo gazed towards his brother, who looked just as confused. Nothing really. We're just walking around. Would you like to come and see? What are you doing? Hamura said. You have no idea what is going on. Well, I'm about to find out. You know what Mother said. Mother is keeping a lot away from us. It's time we learn what is going on. Hagoromo protested. Why don't you open the door and come out, so I can see who you are? Hagoromo said. I'm not sure. I was told I can't leave. Well, you're not gonna leave the mansion, just this room. Isn't that okay? Well, I wasn't told about that. So then you can come out. Slowly, they start to hear the tweaking of the door. Finally, it opened up, revealing a boy their age. He wasn't even a teenager yet. He stepped out. His features were similar to them, but looked strangely different at the same time. The key difference was his eyes. They were blue. They did not show the standard gaze of the Byakugan like their mother possessed. Same height, similar build, dressed in a grey shirt and dark grey pants, without any footwear as he stepped out. Hagoromo and Hamura looked at each other, surprised. Could he be their brother, given his features looking so similar? Unlike them though, he did not possess any horns, and his hair was not the same shade as theirs. It looked like their mother's exactly, completely white and pure. Who are you? Hagoromo said. I'm a protector. The young boy said. Protector? What do you mean by that? Hamura questioned. I am here to keep Mother safe. Mother? So you are our brother, Hagoromo said. Yes, I am. Where have you been this entire time? Have you been living in there? For all these years? Hagoromo said, sounding shocked. Yes, I believe I am. I believe I have been, he said, correcting himself. Hagoromo gazed behind him and noticed that there was a lot of books. So many books. You like to read? Yes. Knowledge through the papers. It makes me understand fast. I see. What's your name? Hagoromo said. Protector, he said. Protector? That can't be your name, Hamura said. That's something to do, not a name. But that is what Mother called me. Her little protector. Why was Mother hiding him away? This doesn't make any sense. Why confine our flesh and blood to a room? Is something wrong with him? Or is something wrong with her? Hagoromo said, starting to see their mother actions as even more not trusting. Have you ever seen outside before? Hagoromo said. The look that flashed across his eyes, the interest to explore the outside world. No. Well, come along then. Hamura grabbed his hand, looking at his brother. What are you doing? Do you have any idea how angry Mother will be if she knows we led him astray? I'm just taking him outside. He's been confined in this room his entire life. There must be a reason. Why defend her so much when she's clearly doing something wrong? Hagoromo questioned. If he's our brother, what right do we have to explore the outside while he is confined to this small room? What kind of living is that? What kind of existence is that? Mother's up to something. But I can help our brother right here and now. I can show him the... Immediately she appeared, as if she just blinked into reality. Her overwhelming might descending upon the two of them. Well, three. But unlike the others, the so-called protector did not seem afflicted by her presence. If anything, he seemed calm, happy, as he gazed towards her. What have you two done? I told you not to come down here, she said. Hamura did not gaze at his mother's eyes, refusing to meet them, but Hagoromo, he rose up. This boy, is he truly our brother? If so, why? Why has he spent his entire life locked away? What are you up to, mother? I've told you this before, but let me remind you. I am the one in charge, she said. You are my child, not my ruler. You will listen to my words. This is not for you to know. But mother, that's enough, she said. Leave this place at once. And that is not a question, she said. Hamura grabbed his brother's hand, apologizing as he did to their mother as he pulled him away. Hagoromo still refusing to back down but conceded under his mother's gaze. The next moment, go, she said. The young child stepped back into the room as she closed the door. Come to me, she said. He stepped towards her. I told you not to leave. They came. I opened the door. I wanted to see them. They don't seem so bad. Why do you think they will turn against you, mother? It is in their blood, the weakness of mankind. Can you not already see it in Hagoromo, questioning my orders? But that is something that you will never do, will you? Of course not. But I did open the door. You were simply curious. I understand your curiosity to the outside world. But it is good that you met them, she said. They will try to draw you to their side, to make you understand. But you shall always be loyal to me. You shall always be mine no matter what. Isn't that right? Of course, mother. But may I ask you something? Can you give me a proper name? Like you named them. You want a name, she said, gazing down towards him as she caressed his cheek, as she brought him in close. With this boy, she showed true affection, like a mother loving her child. Maybe it was a closeness between them. Her very essence, he was a part of her more deeply than her two other children. Not to say that she did not care about them, but the connection with her and the protector was simply greater. Do you not like being my young little protector, she said. Yes, I do, but Hamura said that it's not a name. I want a true name, to stand proud, following in your legacy, to make sure that my will is to be forever carved as the one that stand by your side no matter what. She did not doubt his loyalty, not even for a moment. The connection between them, she could feel how much he was willing to do whatever she seek, how much he was willing to do whatever she say. Well then, you've read so many books. Why don't you search for something that you believe is fitting? And we can choose together, she said, smiling towards him. Okay, mother, he said. Kaguya seemed to be changing a bit. The power that was constantly fueling her was twisting her. Over time, she was changing into something dark, but since the creation of the protector, it seemed to be having more an effect on her. Something was different about him. Days went by, when finally she came out with him. Neither boys expected that. She told him to go, having his brother show him around. Hagoromo gazed towards her. Why now, he questioned. You said you wanted to meet him, to know him. Do not Question my actions now. He stepped towards them. Hello there, Hamura said. As the protector was gazing around, looking up towards the heavens, he was smiling. He seemed to be happy. I have a name, he said. What is it? First, I wanted to be called Maelstrom, but Mother said it sounded weird. So we went for the definition. From now on, I am Naruto. Naruto Otsutsuki, he said. He gazed towards the two of them. You do not like it, he said, looking towards Hagoromo. No, it's not bad, it's just I've never heard that before. Mother helped me find the definition of Maelstrom. I think it is very nice. Kaguya made her way off, leaving her 3 children. So she's okay with you simply walking around with us now. Why is that? Mother said I should understand, and you two should help me learn. However, that is not the full truth. His mother had placed him with them to truly see the depths of their corruption, to see them turning on her. Naruto was loyal. Nothing was going to change that. If they proved to be a threat, he would make sure that they will never harm his mother by any means necessary. As time went by, the boys got to know Naruto. He fit in rather well with them. He was kind, he was nice. He saw them as family. Even as that happened, his love for Kaguya ran so deep that he would strike them down without hesitation if they proved to be a threat. And finally the day came when they chose to spar, Naruto saying that he's never fought before. However, his mother had taught him mentally. Hagoromo decided to try him out for himself. He started with palm strikes, going slow at first to see if Naruto could keep up. But what he never expected was to be blasted across the field when Naruto hit him in the stomach with a palm strike that sent him sailing. The amount of chakra was so precise, so exact as he was launched, crashing into a tree. Hamura stood there, shocked and surprised. I thought you said you haven't sparred before. I haven't, but I'm a really fast learner, said Naruto. As time went on, the brothers grew closer. Kaguya started to visit less and less, always off up to something. Hagoromo believed that Naruto knew what their mother was up to exactly, that he knew more than he let on, that he knew about the ritual of the god tree. But yet, he claimed ignorance. He claimed that he did not. For now he watched him, he studied him. Hagoromo was the stronger out of the brothers before Naruto arrived, and now he was special. His eyes did not glow like theirs. Yet, somehow with the veins alone and no changes in his eyes, he could literally see through objects and even further than them. The mutation of the Byakugan seemed to reach a different level of staying hidden away and not revealing itself. The boys grew. Now they stood in their later teen years. Naruto has never been out. They've never gone out with him. Kaguya saying that he wasn't supposed to leave the mountain. However, their mother was away and Hagoromo, he was going out. He convinced Naruto it took a lot, but he did. Finally, he left the mountain with them. As they ventured out, he saw the world as it was. He saw much more than he ever saw before. However, he got to see that they were living as kings. Something his mother told him, but seeing it with his own eyes. The people did not see their features. They did not see them as they wear hoods. There was a festival going on. As Naruto could see the lights, something was keeping. He could hear the sound. Hamura made his way off to get something as Naruto walked with Hagoromo. Naruto learned more about the history, but To Hagoromo's surprise, he already knew it. Mother told him. The thing was, Naruto never gave his opinion. He never said if he was on their side or on humanity's side. And every single time Hagoromo tried to bring it out, either he questioned him back or changed the subject. Hagoromo was not trying to force him, but there was so much that he still did not know about Naruto, his opinion, if he even had any. There was so much that Naruto was keeping away. A part of him did not trust him. He was lost in his thoughts as he realized that Naruto was no longer beside him. He spun around. What the hell? He activated his Byakugan under his hood, searching, but he could not find Naruto anywhere. Naruto had vanished away, following the sounds and going deeper and deeper. Going deeper than he should. He was excited about it all. His loyalty to his mother did not change his curiosity. However, he heard something. A scream. When Naruto arrived, he found a man in the process of tying a woman's hand. As she begged, as she screamed, he stood there. The world was under one. Kaguya Ōtsutsuki, the goddess that ruled everything and everyone. However, under that mountain, there was corruption, there was destruction. Kaguya did not care about their politics as long as they do as they were told. She did not care about them selecting leaders to rule under her, as long as she was a final say to all, and all bowed to her will. That is how she saw it. The world was so corrupted it was crazy. They had no power, they had no strength, and yet they're still so wicked to one another. Naruto saw the woman as she screamed. She was less than him, far, far less than their mother. Yet, for some reason, his desire to stop this was strong. Something inside of him stirred. Naruto moved, crossing the distance and grabbing the man's hand. He broke it. A scream ripped from his throat as Naruto clamped his hand over his mouth and slammed him into the wall. The woman fell down, stunned. Unlike his two other brothers, Naruto's features were much more human, with their strange, pale eyes and their horns. They looked different from most, not to mention their connection with the goddess. They were either feared or worshipped. Most had not seen them, as they always stay on the mountain. But now, the woman looked up towards Naruto, the blank look in his eyes as he looked towards the man, who started to plead and started to beg. Naruto touched the man's forehead and saw his intentions, what he had desired to do. He wanted to take her flesh and use it, abuse it. This is what Mother was talking about. Mankind was savage, wicked, twisted. Naruto opened his mouth. Chakra started to condense in front of his mouth. The woman's eyes opening in shock, not understanding what is going on, neither the man. The beam started to grow and grow and grow and grow. Die. Before Naruto could release it though, Hagoromo arrived, grabbing Naruto's hand and punching him under the chin. The bomb was shot from Naruto's mouth into the sky. They watched in silence. A mountain in the distance was erased, eviscerated, wiped away. Racing towards the scene was Hamura, the man trembling on the ground. Knew the legends, knew the one that truly ruled this world. This thing must be connected. This power that they've never seen before. Even Hagoromo and Hamura look rather shocked as they witness the destruction that Naruto released in a moment. Why did you stop me? Said Naruto. You were gonna kill him and destroy everything in the process. This man, he's a fiend. He's wicked. He deserves to be punished. You do not have that right to judge someone like this and sentence them to death. There is law in this world. We've never spoken about that, but you must know. You like to read, as you say. Prisons. I am not defending what he was going to do, Hagoromo said, looking at the woman. But this is not the way to go out. This is not something for you to do. You are wrong, brother. What? This is exactly what we should do. We are their betters. It is like correcting something that misbehaved. If you don't set them on the right path, or show the others by making an example, they will continue to misbehave. If I was not here, this woman, her flesh would have been scarred. The trauma of that, you think it is something easy she would forget. I understand what you mean, but killing him is not the right way. There is a structure, a law. Well, we are above that law, and you should realize that. Before Hagoromo could move, Naruto already did, as he stood behind the man. Naruto's hand seemed to return back to normal in a moment, as the man's head rolled off his shoulders. The woman screamed. Naruto looked towards her, his eyes pulsing. The thought, the memory was erased from her mind as she fell asleep. Blood splashed on Naruto's cloak. Hagoromo looking down towards the corpse. Hamura standing there in shock, having seen Naruto's hand change like that. They've sparred on many occasions, but they've never witnessed him do any of this. He has been hiding a lot away from them. So much. Time skip. When Kaguya returned, Naruto told her that he was the one that destroyed the mountain, and his reasons. I've never doubted you for a moment, mother, he said, but seeing it with my own eyes. So weak and yet so wicked, so cruel. Without you, without proper control, they would grow reckless. Chaos, eruption, all over. But, is it enough? What do you mean, my son, she said. We stand here as rulers. I know your process, but you are powerful, wise, above them all. Why not allow me to properly guide the humans? Not just by name or the fear or the power that you have over them. Down below, the humans that deserve to be saved. The ones that worship us. The ones that worship you as a goddess. Those ones are being harmed by the others. The bad ones. Why not put order in them? More control. Kaguya smiled when she heard that. And that is the reason you are my protector. You see what I see. You understand how fragile humanity is and yet how problematic they are. Why they need structure. Why they need control. As she smiled towards her lovely boy, who understand her ways, like the other two would not. Hagoromo grew more opinionative, always with his questions. Hamura was on the fence, trying to keep the peace, but she could see where his eyes turned. Naruto watched them. He liked them, they were his brothers, but his mother come first, and nothing shall ever change that. Nothing at all. The surprise came as Kaguya took Naruto with her. The other two brothers weren't allowed to leave the mountain area. The village nearby them was the only place that they could ever go. But for the first time, she took one of them, and it was Naruto beyond the mountain to see the outside world. While they were gone, Hagoromo and Hamura were spoken to by some of the others. The water from the stream was not flowing anymore, so they went to investigate, only to come across a toad. Now that was strange. The strangest part was the toad could talk, but what it told them, what it felt, this toad has been watching, mostly Naruto. What it felt from him, more than anyone else, even their mother. It terrified the young toad. While that was going on, his mother brought him across the land, to places that he's never been. She shared secrets with him, understanding of her world, understanding of this one. The outside world saw Kaguya as a tyrant, the land of that, the land of trees, the land of calm. Many of them were brought down. She ruthlessly slaughtered those that rise against her. But recently, there has been another revulsion. She wanted him to see. She wanted him to show them why their actions are meaningless. There was a group, 4 members from each of the major lands, guarded by all of their guards. Well, not all with them, but enough. They were conspiring. As hopeless as it was, humanity just loved to keep on fighting. Kaguya has reigned over them, take their people, use their people. She was feared by them. On the mountain she was a goddess, but beyond, she was a threat to all, that controlled the world with a hand that no one could escape. She was a goddess of this world. What none of them expect though, was a door to blow off. The 2 guards outside being sent through the wall. Naruto stepped inside. "So this is where you're hiding," he said. They looked at him confused, due to the lack of, horns and eyes. They did not believe that he was Kaguya connection, her son. They did not know any of this. Guards rose. "Who are you?" they questioned. He looked towards them. "You sit here, conspiring against my mother." Mother? The realization hit them. Fear coursed through them. Their very being trembled as they understood. They realized what was going on. Their eyes darted towards the windows and door. "None of you will leave. This revulsion, this rebellion. Humanity doesn't understand what it means to properly lead. You need a hand to guide you, and my mother is providing that hand." Kaguya floated above, listening and watching all. "And you dare raise your hand against her? You dare corrupt, twist your words against my mother?" He thrust his hand out, lightning forged and split through the one at the head of the table, carving him in half. The others, in desperation, launched their spears, their daggers. However, as Naruto's eyes pulsated, a violent shove blew the entire place apart. As their bodies lie there, trying to rise, trying to move, his chest started glow, as what seemed like weaves of connection, chakra twisting together, shoot outwards and embed itself in every single person on the ground. The next moment, the effects were almost instantaneous. Their bodies start to lose force, life, essence. Moments later, they were nothing but dried husks on the ground, devoid of life, devoid of reason, devoid of thought. They were gone. Kaguya landed and placed a hand on her son's shoulder. "You did well. Now it is time that we visit each of their village, to make them all know that their rebellion has failed, and law and order has still remained as it is." As they move across the land, taking their time, Hagoromo began his training with the Great Toad, Gamamaru. However, as Hagoromo made his point, Hamura had stayed, making his way back in front, looking if their mother had returned, believing that their mother need to be stopped, because the process, not too long ago, there was someone that Hagoromo cared for, and he found her corpse under the great tree. Learning the truth, his mother refusing to explain, refusing to stop, he had no choice. Hamura realized that they had no choice. However, there was still a problem. You said that now that I fully possess my mother's power, with the sage energy under my control, the chance of success is great. But what about Naruto? Our mother is terrifyingly powerful. But with him by her side, there are so many unknowns. When we were younger, he easily destroyed a mountain. His power, it is unknown. I do not know the limits, how great his strength is. He's never fought to show me how powerful he actually is. Yes, I do believe that is a problem. I told you the first day that we met that your brother is not the same as you too. Us toads can feel the difference, the fluctuation within your power. But I've also noticed something about your brother, his unstable nature, and I believe that we have a way to slow him down. The possibility of stopping him is not 100%, but it is a chance. Are you ready to take that chance? Or do you want to abandon this right here and now and go back as a loyal soldier to your mother? Hagoromo stood there, his love for mankind, wanting to create a better world. One out. I will do it. When the time comes, I will stop them both, he said. As Naruto and Kaguya travel across the world, realigning order, making the people around know and understand. Finally, they decide to return. Naruto having a better understanding of everything about his mother, her connection, her leadership. As they made their way back, Naruto brought his doubts about his other two brothers, believing that if they could only understand. His mother told him that they were stubborn, but if he wished, when the truth is revealed to them, she will give him the opportunity, as she could see that he cared for them and wanted to give them a chance. So she will give him the chance to try and convince them. If not, you know what you will have to do. I understand, mother. I will protect you, it doesn't matter what I'll have to do, he told her without a doubt in his voice. Hamura was the only one there. As Naruto returned with their mother, immediately telling something was off. Where is Hagoromo? Meanwhile, another scouting toad returned and quickly relayed to Gamamaru that they've come back. Hagoromo stood there. Come with me now, Gamamaru said. But guys, let me end this episode right here. If you want to see next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm out for now. Peace.